You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show, a wrestling podcast with attitude.
What's going on? We just got finished with the WWE NXT TakeOver UK. Pretty good show. We talked about that. You can go watch my reactions and review. The review is at the very end. The reactions are throughout. You can fast forward. We're getting ready for AEW, obviously, today. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe down below. We're going to have tons of interviews, podcasts, and news being live after AEW and everything else that happens today. But even though we'll be live maybe during and after AEW to review it, a lot of exciting news obviously going on. And NXT TakeOver is over, so let's transition to what CM Punk said at Starrcast. Shout out to Ringside News for tweeting this out earlier. And everybody who's there is having a fun time. CM Punk talked about whether he would talk with WWE again or go back to WWE. Punk was asked about Vince McMahon and Triple H, if they've called him, and would he take the call, have a conversation with them. If he reached out to WWE to see what they would do. CM Punk says, I would not talk to them, Punk said. On what planet, in what other business, does somebody suspend somebody else, and then they don't come and get them after the suspension? Why is that up to me to talk to them? It's just a weird situation. That being said, I'm over it. I've been over it for a very long time. It's in the past. I'm 40 years old. And I try to be as zen and wise as I possibly can be. I'll have a conversation with anybody, but it's nothing like I'm not calling them. But if they're like, oh, hey, I'll talk to you. So I think he's saying like, oh, hey, what's up? They'll talk to you. So if they come to Punk and say, oh, hey, what's going on, Punk? Then he'll talk to them. But he's not looking to reach out to them, he says. Now, recently we heard that news about CM Punk sending questions to WWE about going to WWE or coming to Fox to host the Fox show. That always sounded goofy to me, or like somebody did something not, maybe not on his behalf. But with wrestling, you never know. You really never know with wrestling. That's why there's just so much speculation about this stuff, because you're not going to tell the truth when it comes to these things. If you are working with someone, if you are talking with somebody, whether it's AEW or WWE. So it is what it is. It's going to be ambiguous or whatever you want to say, because you're never going to know, because if they are doing something, they're not going to tell you. And many times they are telling you the truth, but you question it because of those other reasons. So there you have it. But anyway, we're getting ready for AEW. That's what Punk said. What will happen? Unfortunately, despite, I've been saying for years that somebody needs to grab CM Punk to make their company huge. And AEW is really made their company huge without that. Of course, they have Jericho and tons of other people, obviously, but it would be huge for him to show up. A lot of people still think he's going to show up tonight, despite Punk saying, I will not be there, despite multiple people from AEW saying he won't be here, do not get your hopes up. And the last time we really heard someone say, do not get your hopes up, to me it was Kenny Omega when he was potentially in the Royal Rumble. If everybody remembers about that, when he was signing his New Japan contract still, people thought Kenny Omega was going to show up. And he really wanted to make it clear, like, I do not want you to be disappointed. I don't want that show to be hijacked by people upset that I'm not there. I will not be at the Rumble. And he even was like, it's not a shoot. It's not a work. It's not a, we're not trying to keep whatever. I am not going to be there. Do not think I'm going to be there. I won't be. So very similar attitude coming from the Punk camp on this, but yet, nonetheless, people still with their hopes up, which, unfortunately, once that happens, no matter what happens at AEW tonight, there's going to be a large portion of people that are watching with anticipation of Punk. Like, there just is. I know that a lot of you are watching just for AEW. It doesn't matter what happens. If that happens, cool. That'd be sick. We'd all freak out. But there is going to be a contingent of people that are watching tonight who are like CM Punk fans or just hoping for these surprises. And I think you're going to get some surprises tonight. But if it's not CM Punk, those people are going to be mad and they're going to be upset. And I don't know what the crowd's going to be like. I don't understand why CM Punk can't walk out and say something to the crowd, and do something. I don't understand that. He doesn't have to wrestle and show up and be in AEW. But why can't he walk out and pop the crowd? I don't understand that. That's why, to me, that's why I've always thought he was going to be here. Because to me, I just don't understand why the guy wouldn't walk out there and say something to pop the crowd at some point. To me, that makes sense. But I guess it probably won't happen. But it's just surprising. But there's the comments. What do you guys think about all this? Leave it in the comments section down below. I will have more comments, more news, more podcasts. Plus, after AEW, I will be live right here on the Joe Cronin Show to review AEW All Out in Chicago. And then we'll be live after that on my Patreon for the Corrupted Podcast, live tonight with Justin Bailey. So come hang out for that, too. It's a big night. It's a friggin' big night. Here's some other videos that are popping up now that you might have missed. Watch more videos on my channel so that YouTube recommends my stuff to you more so you don't miss when I go live. See you tonight.